Calliope, everybody. Good evening. I hope everyone's doing well. There we go. Almost forgot my tablet for today. I'm gonna get started right away. First, I need to switch my Oh! Did I wink on accident? Oh! Can't believe it! I winked! Normally I have never managed to do it on my model. Hi Zehiru, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Oh god, my eye keeps blinking. Damn! Oh. I want to say right away, I didn't get to see the newest shitpost you sent me yet. I was busy this weekend, or more like I was offline this weekend for most part. But I'll catch up to the shitposts before the next stream. Hello, hello, eh? Oh, is this like something from the new update from VTube Studio? Because my model didn't used to blink this way before. That's kind of funny. Okay, I have to organize these layers. By god, they look like hell. Okay, all these are outfits. More outfits. More outfits. You know what? I'm gonna merge these. Also gonna merge these. Am I probably gonna regret this choice? Probably, but I'm getting too many layers here and it's driving me absolutely mad. There we go. And this can stay like this. No! The meds UP don't stop using them. The Twitch is a sign. I'm not taking any meds yet, aside of like throat medicine on a daily, especially pre-stream. Okay, this I'm gonna merge together. Okay. I'm gonna merge these as well. The accents can stay. This can go here. The eyes, I think I'm gonna merge them together. I just realized they're in multiple layers, so I'll probably just call it a detail layer. The hairs will remain separate because it's easier that way for me. Right, these were meant to be John's outfits. I'm gonna have this one like at the bottom, like the scrapped edition. Actually, let's have it back to back. The shorts, I think I'll put them here. What about this? Details. Where are her and the accents layer? Fuck it, and put it over here. Accents layer. Oh wow. Man, this blink is pretty prominent, isn't it? I didn't troubleshoot this before because I thought it would remain the same. But when I actually wink, I close both my eyes. Hard. But just like on my... Okay, no, it happens on both eyes. Look at this. I think I have to troubleshoot this real quick. Let me just where's my life 2D capture? There you are. No, not you! Life 2D captures. If you excuse me for a second. I should have a setting here for not letting the eyes have to blink simultaneously. Blink sensitivity. Brow height. Where are you? Eye open. There we go. Limit range. Don't limit the range. I wanted to. Where is it? Where is that setting? Physics is fine. Where are you? I know there's a setting for synchronized blinking. Okay, link eye blinking. Okay, seems to have been reset now. Okay. I am... Hold on. I am coming back. Oh. Oh. Oh, shit. Oopsies. Now you can see my feetsies. Oh, no. Hold on. I have to adjust myself. Hold on, my floating energy is out of control. Oh no! Oops. Whoopsies. Ah! Oh no! Oh no! I'm spinning. I am spinning. No! No! Wait. Maybe I can fix myself like this. Oh. Hold on. I almost got it, guys. There we go. I am back. I'm back and fine. There we go. Sorry for that silliness. I felt like being a little bit silly. Oh, but wait. I have to go a little bit down. Wait. Okay, this should be fine. Okay, we're good to go. I'm a bit lower on the screen than I normally am, but I'll live. Sorry. I'll continue with the art. Eva doing magic again, I see. Well, she was giving me a helping hand. I'm almost done with the renaming of the layers, and then it's time for actually shading this. Come on, there. The line art. Oh yeah, that was the labels. Details. What was this? Oh, I think these were like the parts of the line art. Yep, looks like it. Okay, then we're all good. I can finally start shading this. I'm probably gonna keep to cell shading, so like fitting for chibis. So it's not like this art will probably not take very long to get finished. No, come on, tablet. There we go. There we go. Oh boy, guys. I don't know if you... if anyone here is like in the European, German area, but I wonder your Pfingsten has been good. I wonder if you guys wonder what I've been doing. I've been getting bamboozled by the weather, me and my boyfriend both. We were like, let's go swimming, and then the weather was like, no. And then as soon as I decided, fine, I won't go swimming, the weather suddenly gets clearer and beautiful again. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding with me? I can't believe it. The weather is out for me, I swear. I'm the kind of person that kind of just exercises because I have to. Although walking is fun, it's very chill, especially when I have music on and I can brainstorm peacefully. Biking depends. Since I bike to work every day, I mean not really every day, but as soon as home office was abolished in our jobs, I've been going back to work with bike, which is like an hour, like 30 minutes going and 30 minutes back, which is kinda annoying, but alright, it's exercise, whatever. But here's the thing, I don't like sweating. When it comes to exercise, it's not that I hate exercise in itself, I just hate sweating. I hate feeling warm, I hate feeling hot, I hate sweating. But I hate the feeling of my body being hot. I hate it. Like, I don't know, I am like half Brazilian, and yet hotness is like the bane of my existence. Every time I turn to like a Brazilian fellow and I'm like, man, I wish for winter and autumn to get here quickly, and everyone's like, what the hell is wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't know, I just don't like heat. But there's only one moment I actually enjoy heat, and that is when I'm swimming. I love swimming. That's the one sport I like doing, like the one exercise I like doing, that in which I don't come out of it hating it. Like hating how I'm warm, except in walks. Walks are the only ones I'm kinda okay with. Though I have a preference of like strolling at my own pace with music on, just de-stressing. But otherwise, I love swimming. You can say I'm basically like Damon Gant from Ace Attorney. I love swimming. It's the one thing I look forward to in each summer. The only thing, as a matter of fact. And see, this I have an extended weekend last weekend, so like Monday I had a holiday. So I did not have to go to work, right? So I wanted to, in one of these days from the weekend, go swimming, right? And the weather kept freaking tricking me, and I was pissed. Swimming is fun. Gosh, what I do for swimming. So I am hoping that soon on my I'm going on vacation to Portugal, like where I actually grew up in, at the end of the month with my boyfriend, which will be like the first vacation we'll have together, like outside, like traveling somewhere. And I'm like excited for the beaches and the and to go swimming. And I swear to God if I get bamboozled by the weather. I swear I will cry. Please. And the other thing that I was doing with my boyfriend this weekend, or more like I was watching this weekend. First off, we watched the Made in Abyss movie. Finally, we've been putting it off forever because we were scared. And needless to say, I came out of the movie completely traumatized. I won't spoil anything. But I just came out of the movie and it's still in my mind. It was horrific. Oh my god. And now we are prepared for season 2. And I mean prepared in the sense of we have caught up. But I don't think we're emotionally prepared. We came out of the movie asking ourselves one thing. Why does the author of Made in Abyss hate children so much? Damn. The horrific fate that some of them suffer. Damn. Oh, we can't... Paparo, oh boy. Well, we cannot have nice things. Best father? Are you kidding me? Oh boy. I do like the extra bit of character they gave him via Prushka, but man. The author of the Made in Abyss series is literally like, he looked at Full Metal Alchemist and was like, you think the dog part is traumatizing? You think that's like the most horrific thing that can ever happen to a child? Watch this. And then he does that. Everything that happened in Made in Abyss with Nanachi, Mitty, and oh fuck, everything in that movie. There were many parts in the movie in which I cringed in real life. I mean, cringed in the sense of I was like, ouch! Or like, oh no! Which I don't do often, but my god. Like, I've had moments like that in, say, Higurashi with the nail scene and others. But Made in Abyss took that in spades. He was like, hold my beer. The man is racing against Rosa in parenting. Well, in the case of Rosa, she has like a complex history backing her up, and the whole she wouldn't have turned out that way if it weren't for her horrific family. And like in the end of episode 2, there's a hint that she could have become better, right? With a genuine wake-up call, like a severe wake-up call of that caliber, I think would have helped Rosa eventually become better. But Bone Druid? Fuck! Fuck this man! My god, he's delusional. He and Kinzo can shake hands, for that matter. Like, I swear to god, Bone Druid and Kinzo sat down on the same room and then decided to shake hands like traumatizing kids? Hell yeah! When it comes to Umineko parents, Rosa is horrific as a mother. That's undeniable. And no character in Umineko makes me feel as anxious as her, mostly because she's so unpredictable. Like, you never know what will set off her anger. But thinking about it, Kinzo is the much worse dad. Like, Kinzo has a whole body trail of traumatized kids behind him from abuse. The wake-up call was losing the gold. No, but seriously, that one scene in episode 2 with Rosa and Maria is like the climax. That ending is easily one of my favorite scenes in all of Umineko. Like, I make it no secret that I'm not particularly fond of Rosa, even though I can sympathize where she comes from. But that one scene in the end of episode 2, I was like, damn, that's some raw shit. Like the line where she's like, I will show you how lukewarm the hell you've come out of is. I was like, that's one of the rawest lines I have ever read in fiction. But something that I do after finishing episodes is I look up how other adaptations handle certain scenes, but not always. But I've been curious about the pachinko, like the pachinko slot machines. And I know from rumors that the scene with Rosa and Maria in episode 2 was horribly butchered in the anime. So I was like, how did the pachinko handle it? So I googled it, so I looked it up. And I thought the extra ending that they added when you succeed on the pachinko, where Rosa and vows to be with Maria together forever and they look genuinely happy, I was like, okay, I feel like even if it's a little bit idealistic and Rosa won't change overnight, I feel like if she and Maria lived, I think she would have started making the active effort. She definitely would have needed therapy though. Or like someone who can understand her and guide her. Kinzo, on the other hand, I'm like, man, he will never learn. He will just hate his children for the rest of his... and up to his grave. Pachinko has better animation and has better art directing as a whole. Okay, I've only seen the Pachinko editions of the scene where Anje makes her first appearance. Like at the end of episode 3. The scene with Rosa, just because I was curious to see how it was handled in a voice acted and animated form. And I saw another, oh yeah, the very end of the tea party of episode 1, the one where Beato made her first visual appearance. And I thought she looked amazing. I heard that the Pachinko art style is based off the one in the manga. And at the same time is the same graphics that are used in Steam as well. And it baffles me how the Pachinko graphics in the Pachinko slots themselves look good. Mayhaps a bit weird for some, but it adapts the manga art style relatively well, right? And then you have the same artist working for the visual novel sprites on Steam. And you're like, what is this? Why does Kiria have inflated boobs? Why do all the women have one-piece waists? Help! And the biggest crime of them all, they made Ronove look kinda weird. And that's unforgivable because I went to look up how he looks like in the actual slot machine. And he looks great! He looks great in the actual slot machine. I'm like, how the fuck did you fuck him up like this in the Steam release? That's a crime of the biggest order. Like, okay, I know it's more likely that the people will be simping for the women in Umineko because otakus do be like that. They see booba, they go feral. It's that simple. I mean, so do I. So, not that I'm any better. But come on, give it to the lads too. Like, if Ronove looks good, even in Ryukishi's art style, I'm like, okay, what happened here? Manga Gamer, explain this. But in other news, I will say I'm grateful for Manga Gamer for localizing Umineko in the first place. Because this definitely needs to be out in the Western world. And in a market where people can read it. You will love the ending of my wholesome ending, but it has 2 characters you didn't see. Oh, okay, then I'll have to wait until then. It's not a face mod. Man, Ronove, how are you going to explain yourself to your parents? They did a pro gaming move? Oh no. You mean like in a good sense, right? Because if yes, in spite of my criticisms to the Pachinko sprite graphics, I think Manga Gamer did a good job in localizing the Umineko. And to be fair, the Pachinko graphics I can still accept because they don't look generic, you know? You look at the Pachinko graphics, you still see it's Umineko, right? Not just because of the designs, but the art style itself. It's based off the manga, so it has that recognizable flair, yes? The only sprites I didn't really enjoy, like legitimately I didn't enjoy, from Manga Gamer, like Pachinko I can accept. I have my nitpicks, but not my favorite. But I can still respect it for what it does, right? It's more a subjective thing in that case. And for me personally, it's not what I... not a personal hit for me, but for someone else it can look pretty, and that's fine. Now for Higurashi though, it's a bit of a hit and miss, to be honest. For me, at least. Like, the PS3 graphics of the Higurashi game are already kind of a hit and miss for me. Mostly because some characters look kinda off for me personally, and I can't. And as Shion looks great, but I am sad that her amazing turtleneck outfit is not in the console version. I was like, why? Shion had the trip, why you take it from her? Give my girl her turtleneck sweater back! But that's a minor nitpick. I do think otherwise the PS3 graphics look pretty nice. It runs the risk of missing, like not hitting some of the characters very well. Like, I feel like Keiichi could be a little bit better. And Shion's her only nitpick that I have is her outfit, but everything else is just fine. I think everyone else in the PS3 graphics looks good. Otherwise. Some of the CGs I was like, okay, this doesn't really hit for me. But otherwise, good job. Now, the Manga Gamer sprites, some characters look good. Like, I think the men look pretty good. Takano, I think, looks also very good in the Manga Gamer sprites. I just don't like the very eroge kind of vibe that some of the sprites have. Like the moe eroge kind of vibe. I'm like, not sure about this one, chief. Like, I don't know, I can look at the Higurashi Manga Gamer artist and I'm like, I know this guy is probably an eroge or hentai artist. You can just see it from the art style from a mile. But otherwise, let's see. That's mostly my biggest nitpick with the Manga Gamer Higurashi sprites. Some of the characters look fantastic, like I said, the men, like Tomitake looks amazing in Manga Gamer, Takano as well. I'd have to remember how Mio and Shion look like, but I think they look okay. Satoko, I straight up don't remember how she looks like in Manga Gamer. Rika is one of those sprites I'm like, okay, I'm not feeling this one. And Rena is... Her casual outfits looks a little bit strange on the Manga Gamer. I don't know what it is, but... I think it's where I'm like, you can see that hentai flair, hentai artist flair crawling up. Keiichi, I think, looks good in Manga Gamer, and then everything else, yeah. But I think for Higurashi, I do prefer the original sprites the most. Because we can like joke about about Ryukishi's proportions as much as we want, but when I saw at some photographies of his sketches for like the original sound novel of Higurashi, there were like normal proportions there, so I think he intentionally does Muppet-like hands, you know? I think that's fully intentional. in a way at least, because like I said, there was like a page with a Rena sketch where her proportions look normal. So I wondered for a while if this was a different artist or if Ryukishi just distorts the proportions like that knowingly, right? And like I said, a lot of people can be like hee hee haha Muppet hands or whatever for Higurashi. But I think the Muppet look is very cute, first of all. Secondly, Ryukishi's strength, in my opinion, is character expressions. Like, even the Umineko original sprites have a very unique flair that you cannot replicate. The Alchemist sprites did a fantastic job at recapturing that vibe, but still being its own thing. So for me, in Umineko's case, Alchemist style is my favorite for it. But Ryukishi's expressions are top-notch, just chef's kiss. It's his style, exactly. And I know he kept it for Kikoni as well, the more Muppet-ish hands. I would personally say Ryukishi's weakest point for a while was shading. And I think in Kikonia he has really improved on it, so I'm like, damn, you go, man! Not to say his shading in previous works was bad, but you could see that he was relatively new to it, right? So he was finding out, figuring out his own style, how to like combine the line work with a softer shading, or while in Umineko he went for cell shading. And in Kikonia he seems to go like for a soft-ish shading, but like still cell shading, if you catch my drift. Like in visual novel standard. And I feel like he now pretty much nailed it, the combination of his shading and art style. I definitely want to have an art book for his stuff, because I really enjoy seeing concept art behind this and the process, the breakdowns and the like, and just like having those stuff on paper. I heard he hired someone for the shading, don't know if it's true. Oh, possibly. That could have happened, yes. That's not unrealistic. See, in comic, in comic, for example, you divide the artwork job between 3 people, yes? You have the sketcher, the one who does, or more like the penciler, who does the roughs of the comic page, although beforehand you have the storyboarder. So technically you have more artists. Then the penciler hands the sketch of the page to the inker, who does just the line art. And thus the inker then hands his line art to the colorist. And finally I think it gets passed on to the letterer, who does the letters and everything. Although I think the letterer has a hand beforehand. In any case, at least in comic, that gets divided like that. I mostly only found out about it thanks to, say, Sonic artists who posted their page work in DeviantArt and the like, and then would list the pencilers, the inker, and the like, right? So that's more or less how I found out the process of how that works. While for game art, in my experience, okay, I can talk about it from personal experience because I work in this industry and in this area. I think it depends from studio to studio and project to project, but in my case, let me see a project that I can talk about that's not NDA. Let me see. Okay, this one. So when it comes to the artworks and where I work in, normally it's one artist behind everything. For the concept, the rendering, and etc. Yes? It sticks to one person only. Sometimes another artist has to finish off what another person starts, but we generally avoid that in our job. At least where I work. I don't know how it is in other studios. More or less it's because of like streamlining stuff, keeping things consistent and stuff like that. Meanwhile, for some other projects, however, we do a cross between 2D artist and 3D artist. See, we have, for example, an item that's going to be released, for example, for X time, for example, in January. Like, oh, new item, and we need an image for that, for advertisement, and as a product icon in the game. And in this one project I'm in, basically your 3D artist does the model of the product, then I receive it, I pose it in 3D, like the finished model with the finished texture, and then I overpaint it. Then the UI integration is then given either to the UI artist or the engineer directly. But I think crosses between 2D, like 2D artists specifically, doesn't really happen at my job. But I think for other projects this can happen. For example, I think it's okay if I talk about it. Apologies in advance if Sabrina is watching, a good friend of mine. So I don't know if anyone from here knows the game Freedom Planet. It's an indie game. I don't work for it, so nothing that I'm saying hasn't been published, so everything that I'm talking about has been published in their update logs and previews and stuff like that, so nothing NDA here. So Freedom Planet is like a 2D platforming game. Very heavily inspired by the Sega Genesis games, and the second one is going more of its own flair. It's still Genesis platform inspired, but it's pretty much garnered its own identity for now. And in this sequel, we get a lot of like updates on the process, or at least we have been getting at the start. Now I think the marketing has slowed down a few years ago, mostly because the devs and the team wants to work on finishing the project, and marketing unfortunately takes a lot of time. So it's an unfortunate side effect to maximize, to optimize workflow, yes? But see, one of these interesting posts that have been shown by the artists from the team was like the process of a sprite animation for a playable character, or like any character in general, but the example they posted was of a playable main character. And from what I remember, an animator does like the base animation, I think, and then it gets handed to I think the pixel artist, or more like the pixel artist does a rough of it, then they clean it out. And then you have a specific artist who just does the shading of the sprites. And I'm not sure if the animation gets done before or afterwards, but I think the base animation and base colors gets done first. I'd have to look it up. But basically, the process of a sprite is handed down to multiple people. So that's one way you can do it. In my job, this hasn't happened before. That I remember at least. Normally, one artist gets one task and it's their job to finish that specific task for this asset. And the only thing that gets passed around is like a 3D model for Orville painting for marketing purposes or other reasons. I heard he... Okay, sorry, I already read this comment. Thus far, to be honest, in my job, I'm mostly used to doing stuff like getting a task and doing it on my own, or like using a template from another artist. And in a way, it suits me a bit because I've mostly always been a person that does an asset by my own from start to finish. But I do know how to prepare assets for like other people. Or know how to like replicate another artist's style, at least as close as I can. For, say, for example, they're overloaded and need help, and then I get the task to ease their to-do list a little bit. Or like an artist falls out because they're sick or something else. It's important that I can adapt to another's art style, and that's something I can do. What I don't like to do is like take someone else's art and then just finish it on my own. Because then I'm like, oh god, I'm massacring someone else's beautiful art. When it's an artist who's like somewhat closer to how I draw, it's a little bit different. Then I can adapt, but if it's someone like who draws entirely differently, I'm like, fuck. Self-taught or went to art school before working in the industry? Both! Both! I've been drawing since I was a baby, basically. And then I started drawing more seriously even before, like when I was 13 about, or 12, I started getting more serious about art. And was self-teaching myself most stuff. Although a little bit aimless. But I still self-taught a lot, like anatomy studies, gesture drawings. I did a lot by myself before going to art school. Because the thing with art school is you need a solid portfolio to get in. At least where I live, where I studied. If you don't have a solid portfolio, you don't get in art school. So in part you have to be self-taught, regardless. But then at like 18 years of age, I studied communication design, but it also included stuff like digital arts and stuff like that. Although I've been doing digital arts for as long as I remember. We had the more logistic parts of it. But then I also learned stuff like art direction, graphic design, motion graphics, photography, typography, blah blah blah, all of that. But when I left my communication design school, I mean, when I graduated. Which, by the way, my finals for that college was a visual novel prototype. A playable one, even. I wouldn't share it nowadays anymore because the script is pretty bad. The art is A-okay aged. But my biggest problem with it is the script. That's when I started discovering that I wanted to be a visual novel writer at some point. But afterwards, I tried to freelance, but because of a lack of networking, which we were never taught, at least that I knew of, in that art college and communication design, I didn't know how to find a job, you know? How to find a gig or how to grow my audience online, how to get jobs, commissions, blah blah. I think in part my art wasn't good enough at that time, so there's that. But the biggest problem was my lack of marketing, social media skills and the like. So I went to game graphics school after a year of trying and failing, unfortunately. Then I studied game graphics. I learned a lot of valuable new things and shortcuts that I didn't learn in communication design. And then, yeah, I got my job in the game industry, which I've been in for almost 3 years now, and hopefully I will be able to leave soon. For like something else. Hopefully by the time I can switch, I'm already able to switch to part-time. Just to have more time for my projects. Which, unfortunately, while I have a full-time job, there's just literally no way I can work on those projects. Like my visual novel projects and other bigger content creating stuff. But, as I was saying, I was a mixture of TLDR, basically I was a mixture of self-taught and went to art school before I hit the industry. Networking is important. Yes, it is. Also, hello, Ed. How you doing? Hi, Arx. How you doing? I just realized, since the update of YouTube Studio, when I drink tea, before my eyes and mouth used to close, and now whenever I drink, okay, never mind, it was just my cup for tea that was that way. But water bottle, I guess the YouTube Studio can still see my mouth shape. Feeling better, had a talk with the boys. Oh, I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear you're feeling better. Having the post-event blues always sucks. Hello. Hi, Amma. How you doing? All good here. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. I am doing a-okay for now. I came home from work with jelly legs from all that biking that I'm not used to anymore. And my bike was kind of deflated, so my bike can't handle my fat ass. So after I came from work all jello-legged, I was like, oh, I still have to fill back the air back into my wheels. I hope I managed, because normally I can't do it. I kind of suck at it. But otherwise, I am a-okay. I thankfully had off yesterday because of Pfingston. I think it was Pfingston yesterday, but in any case, I had off, so I had a longer weekend. I could relax some more, so I didn't go to work entirely exhausted. Although I came to my workplace today with my entire station dismounted, like unplugged and everything, and my company PC, because I tend to use my table to stand up. I have a standing table at my job. I mean, all of us do, but not everyone uses them, but I do. So normally, for that reason, my PC tends to be like hanged under the table with like 2 straps. But someone undid them and I couldn't get them back shut, so I spent like 20 minutes trying to build my station back up. And now my PC is like hanging by a thread, hanging on the edge. And I'm like, please don't fall. But apparently it blue screened today too, so I'm like, oh, okay. Of tomorrow? Hanging on the edge of tomorrow! Live and learn! Oh god. Yes, it was hanging on the edge of tomorrow. Live and learn. Speaking of Sonic Adventure, that makes me bring up another topic that is fitting for this weekend. See, my boyfriend and I have this system in place where we have an anime, a gaming, and like a movie list, right? To do. I have my side, he has his. And we finished our first trade-off. Basically, we do a series that we enjoy, or more like for each other. For example, my boyfriend hadn't before played past, I think, the 3rd Ace Attorney game, or like, no wait, he didn't play past the 2nd Ace Attorney game. The start of the 4th case broke him because he hates the Psyclock mechanic a lot, and the circus case exhausted him so much. The first Psyclock he saw in case 4, he was like, no, I quit. But since I played every Ace Attorney game except Great Ace Attorney up to that point, I basically was like, okay, boyfriend, you play all Ace Attorney games now. And in his list for the games I should play, the series was Yakuza first. And then we trade off the games, right? I, for example, then start Yakuza 0. And after I finish Yakuza 0, it's his turn and he gets to play a game. So he plays the first Ace Attorney, more like replays it. Then he finishes that and I continue with Kiwami 1. Finish that, he continues with Ace Attorney 2. So on and so forth until we're finished with the series. Now we finished both Ace Attorney and Yakuza. I was the last to finish. I finished with Yakuza 6 and his last one was Great Ace Attorney 2. He doesn't feel like doing the spin-offs and we will wait until we do the Yakuza spin-offs as well. So we're jumping to the next series, which is, in his case, at first I was going to say Danganronpa, but I was like, I'm gonna give him something not so Ace Attorney-ish inspired. Like not another visual novel murder mystery with dating sim elements. So we decided to do a short series for each. He's going to make me play the Bayonetta series in preparation for Bayonetta 3. And I turned to my boyfriend and was like, since I can't suggest any short series, I'm gonna do it to you, bae. you will play Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. And he started Sonic Adventure this weekend. And I took some photos of his face and I will treasure them forever. He didn't like rage or anything yet. But there were parts in the game where he would look at me as if he was despairing. I mean, not really despairing, more like asking himself, how is this acceptable? Keyword, yet. Yeah, well, the next time he starts up Sonic Adventure, he's jumping straight to Big the Cat. And this is what he told me. He was like, I'm actually pretty excited for Big the Cat. And I'm like, are you sure about that? Because nothing in Sonic Adventure is like necessarily new to him because he's seen the Game Grumps play it. But he's never personally played it. He's doing it just for me this time. This man's about to experience true pain. Oh yeah, I think that way as well. He's already experienced some pain with Tails and Sonic's campaign in the form of the really weird and janky stage transitions where he was like, what just happened? Like there was one stage transition which he looked at the screen totally in despair and like not really in despair, more like what the fuck, and jaw dropped to the max. Like the stage transition in where Sonic shoots the rocket at the big turret, I think, the big shooting cannon thingy, and the egg carrier, and instead of like, I don't know, transitioning smoothly, it suddenly teleports you entirely elsewhere, while janky, and my boyfriend was like, what? Why? For Amy, he didn't really have an opinion. He was like, I don't enjoy Amy very much because she's too slow. And there's like only 2 stages and the third one was kind of a waste of time. But Knuckles, he was like, it's okay. More enjoyable than Tails, at least. For Tails, he really hated how the camera was treating him. If there's one thing that tilts him in this game, it's the camera. He went full code on it. What the fuck? Pretty much? Ah yes, that game could have done well with the in-stage transfer. Oh god. Oh boy. Oh yeah, the stage transitions are something else. Camera in Sonic Adventure. First time. The camera in Sonic Adventure is legit terrible. When you play Sonic Adventure as a kid, you don't think of the camera. You think of how many fasts you can pull. Exactly, that's true. But as an adult, you're like, please, I'm trying to platform. For me, it's not much of an issue. I think, at least the last time I played Sonic DX, as a matter of fact. For my boyfriend, he did the research and he was like, please install me the Dreamcast mod, so I did. So he's not experiencing as much jank as in the X. But I remember not really having much issues with the X on the GameCube at least. But to be honest, even as a kid, Sonic Adventure 1 wasn't really my favorite game. It was fun to play it like once and then you're done. But Sonic Adventure 2? That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Sonic Adventure 2 for me is my baby. I love Sonic Adventure 2. I love the Chow Garden. I unironically enjoy playing with the characters in Sonic Adventure 2. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I hate playing with Eggman and with Tails, and I hate the emerald hunting sections, only Shadow and Sonic good. And I'm like, I enjoy all of the stages though. Yes, even Security Hall. I love that stage. I think the only stage I don't really enjoy as often are the Knuckles stages. Some of them are kinda annoying. Like the sewer one I didn't enjoy. But the others were okay. Pumpkin Hill is a bop. The pyramid stage is fun. But to be honest, Rouge had the better treasure hunting stages in my opinion, or maybe that's just my bias. No platform, only fast, pretty much! Like, in Sonic Adventure 1, the platforms sometimes don't even spawn in from how fast you're going. So it's like, yeah, I don't need platforms, I only need to go fast. Only 5 minutes? For the Security Hall stage, yeah, I think that's totally fair. For someone who's replayed Sonic Adventure 2 a lot, but for a newcomer, absolute hell. That stage is stress-inducing for when you're new and don't really know your ways around the stage. You can thank the gods that Rouge and Knuckles have such a fast running speed, because then that stage would be literally impossible. Makes for great Let's Play content when the streamer is a newcomer. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the best part. I want to replay Sonic Adventure 2 on stream sometime and do a lot of the Chow Garden stuff. Because let's be real, that's my favorite part of the game. And I know people are like, oh yeah, but then you only replay the Sonic stages to farm, and I'm like, I actually play Prison Break and what's it called? The first stage you play with Tails. Both are in prison. Like from Eggman and Tails, because you can farm like the power-up things much easier with Tails and Eggman. And the stages are like relatively short. I actually rarely ever use Sonic and Shadow stages to farm that stuff, because I'm like, I wanna go in bulk. With power-up stuff. I take Chow Garden very seriously. But yeah, I think after Sonic Adventure, I still have to think which series I'll give to my boyfriend to play. I keep leaning towards Danganronpa, but I'm like, I'm scared of getting in my Danganronpa phase again. I was stuck in a Danganronpa phase for 7 years straight. I'm scared of repeating that. Especially because the main pairing that I draw for Danganronpa is a fan pairing that I'm kind of scared of posting in public. I mean, not really scared, more like I don't feel like dealing with backlash about it or anything. I just don't feel like it. I just want to enjoy shit. Reminds me of how many times I've replayed their Tails Rouge car stage just to quickly farm rings for the Child Garden. See, that's another thing. Those stages are good for coins. I blame you for me seeing Monokuma everywhere even to this day. Oh, that's a good thing! You're welcome! Who would want to see Monokuma everywhere where they look? The only Danganronpa game I haven't played is V3. Which, when my boyfriend gets to it, it will be the first time I experience it. The only thing I know about V3 is that allegedly it's the best written Danganronpa. It's kind of crazy. There's a Tarzan there that likes bugs. And that for some reason after V3 came out, everybody started shitting on Danganronpa 2. I'm like, why? There. Almost there. And then I'll have about like an hour and a half or like an hour to do some other stuff. To do some other things before I have to go to bed. When I think about it, I don't really have many game series which I'm into or finished. Like, a lot of times in game series, I dropped out of them after like a few games. Or I haven't finished them myself. For example, Harvest Moon, I only like Friends of Mineral Town from the GBA. I haven't tried the remake, so I won't judge that one, but I only like Friends of Mineral Town. All other Harvest Moons that I played, I eventually got bored. But Harvest Moon of Mineral Town, I go freaking feral in that game. I love that game to pieces. I love the soundtrack, I love the characters, I love the art, I love the ratio of the money, I love the tricks that I learned. I love that it doesn't bog me down story-wise. Because something that I didn't like about, say, for example, Animal Parade was I got in and I had so much story stuff to do. I was like, just let me farm! Let me farm! Which in Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town, you get like a few short cutscenes for when you meet a new character or something, but they're so short. But normally you start the game, the mayor comes in and is like, do you want to take this farm? And then you can say yes or no. And if you say no, you actually get a game over and the credits. A credit sequence. But if you say yes, he's like, cool, here's your tools. And then you can name your dog. And I think like your horse. And then the mayor's like, toodle-doo, have fun, and then leaves. And I love that about the Friends of Mineral Town Harvest Moon. I'm not going to call the other one games hand-holding because they're not really. It's more like when I start a Harvest Moon game, I wanna go in. I wanna start immediately. I wanna get rich quick. And the other deciding factor for me in Harvest Moon is the bachelors, and I haven't really liked any other bachelors other than the ones from Mineral Town. And the bachelorettes in that case, both. There's just something about the Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town aesthetic that I really love in art. The yeah, I get it moments. Yeah! So I can't be like to my boyfriend, yeah, well, I recommend the Harvest Moon series. I can only be like, play Friends of Mineral Town, and he's done. Then when it comes to Dragon Ball, I can only recommend him, which he already played by the way. Aside of BBSC, my favorite Dragon Ball game has always been Advanced Adventure, which is a banger game. I really want to play it on stream sometime when I have my capture card and all. It is, for me, the best Dragon Ball game like in existence. I know Attack of the Saiyans is apparently very good, but I haven't tried that one yet, so I can't judge it. That said, I told my boyfriend play it, and he played it. He enjoyed it, although he didn't do the Krillin run. And then... yeah, that's one. Which only ever had one game. Then... and then there's Zero Escape, but I only played the first one. I haven't played Virtue's Last Reward or Zero Time Dilemma. Yet. So I'm not really sure if I can recommend the other games to him. I know Virtue's Last Reward is apparently, allegedly, said to be much better than the first one. And to be the best one in the series. And that Zero Time Dilemma is like a hit and miss. But that's another series I haven't finished, so it's like, oh, great. Let's see, other series. Then there's the Sailor Moon games, which don't really have a concrete series. There's like another story, which is like one of the very few RPGs I like. And then there's just Sonic. Sonic 1, 2, 3. Mania. And the adventure games. I haven't played anything past that. I played Generations and Forces. Generations, maybe I could like try being like, okay, you can try it if you want to. But Forces? Nah. Nah, I'm not doing that to him. 2006, we might play if we're drunk. And all other modern Sonic games, I don't know, I just don't enjoy them, so... Not because I'm like, oh, they're bad or anything. More like, I never managed to control Sonic in the modern iterations. Like, in Generations, I cannot control modern Sonic. He's very difficult for me to control. Also, hold up, you already finished Yakuza 6? Yes, I finished it a few weeks ago. I finished it the same, I finished it a short while ago, actually. When did I finish it? I think 2 weekends ago. Sorry. Yes, yeah, 2 weeks ago. Thank you, bae. I can show you that track for that scene finally. Yes, you can! I waited a literal year. Oh man, I'm so sorry, Ed. And now here I am again. We name dropped Yakuza 6, and now here I am listening to Theory of Beauty yet again. The rooftop sniping scene is bloodstained philosophy. Oh, I think that's Someya's theme. Someya's ball theme, I think. Let me double check that. Bloodstained philosophy, Yakuza 6. Yeah, that's Someya's theme. Someya's theme is good. Fuck Someya though. I mean, don't fuck him as much as the other fuck you characters in the cast. Someya is very well written. But I'm like, I have a beef with you, man. I mean, he used to stay in the solid fuck you tier in my Yakuza tier list, but the part in the ending, like his last moments in the story, like his last few scenes that he got to partake in, he really he didn't like redeem himself, but I was like, okay, I respect you. But I still remember. Ah, fuck, I have to stop talking. I was about to go into heavy spoilers there. Man, Yakuza 6 fucked me up, man. I easily, Yakuza 6 is my third favorite game in the series. Like, no joke. Maybe it's because I came out of it with a fresh memory, but the story in 6 was superb. It was exactly my kind of thing, especially because the main theming of it was so much to do with parenthood, child and parent. And I'm specifically very weak for that sort of storytelling, which is a reason I enjoy Umineko as much as I do, because I'm very weak for that kind of stories. The kinds that go over familiar relationships and the like, especially the ones between parent and child. Or like found family. And Yakuza 6 story is so incredibly mature. Like, it carries itself with such a nuance that I feel a lot of Yakuza games haven't really reached. And in my opinion, in Yakuza 6, nothing felt like, you know, a bullshit move. Like, if there's something I have an issue with some of the Yakuza games, is a forced plot twist. I'm not gonna name any, because I'm not sure who has played here yet. But I can give an example. For example, I'm not gonna say what exactly, but a plot twist in Kiwami 1, which is like just a remake of the very first Yakuza, literally ruined the entire game story for me, like without repair. I can't specify because I don't want to spoil it for people, but when that one twist was revealed, I was like, Kiwami 1 is literally ruined for me. Literally. Like, I was enjoying the story of Kiwami 1 up until that very point in which I was like, yeah, sorry, no, that game is going to the bottom of the list. That's just, maybe you can call it an example of the 2000s writing, which I can forgive to an extent. But there was a lot of things in Kiwami 1 they didn't fix enough in the remake. They tried to fix some stuff. I enjoyed Yakuza 0 more than the Kiwami. Yes, I agree. Yakuza 0 is without question one of my favorite games of all time. I definitely enjoyed the story of 0 more than Kiwami 1. And in my opinion, I wouldn't have enjoyed Kiwami 1 if I hadn't played Yakuza 0, because Yakuza 0 built up on the characters of Kiwami 1 fantastically well. I mean to say, like, I don't know, I'm not sure if Date appears in 0. I don't think he does. But everybody else gets more build up in 0. Reina, holy shit, I love Reina so much. And I don't think I would have loved her as much as I do if not for Yakuza 0. Nishiki also. Okay, I disowned that man, but I do kind of like him as a character, except for a few grievances that I have. That's Kiwami 1 specific that I can't specify because spoilers. But yeah, I feel like after, you can tell that in Kiwami 1, Kiwami 2, 3 I don't remember, to be honest. It's kind of in the bottom of my list in terms of Yakuza games. Even though I enjoyed the story in 3 more than I did in Kiwami 1. But it's kind of forgettable for me. I know everyone's like, oh, Mine is so cool. I'm like, I don't care about Mine. He's kind of, other than the fact that he's obviously gay, I don't remember anything about him. My favorite part of 3 was Rikia and the chief of his family with his daughter. Again, father-daughter relationships are the things that get me weak. Even though the majority of stuff that I draw is like romance. I like romance a lot, but familial relationship is like my second weakness. Which is another thing, I started enjoying Kiryu's character way more after Haruka was included in his story. I liked him in 0 a lot, in fact. But I think most people come out of Yakuza 0 liking Majima more because of his story, yes? I like Kiryu regardless, but it's very easy to see why more people liked Majima's story in 0 more and felt it was more interesting. Because I feel like Kiryu's character got way more interesting starting Kiwami 1 when Haruka was getting included. He and Haruka have such a fantastic dynamic. Like, easily one of my favorite parent-child relationships in media as a whole. Gay Mine though. Mine is forgettable for me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, babe. He's forgettable for me. Aside of the fact that he's gay, and that's it. For me, my Yakuza 3 baby is Rikia, and that's it. When it comes to gameplay though, Yakuza 3 is unforgivable for me. It's not bad, but that golfing had to go. Let's see, if I had to rank Yakuza games. If I had to rank Yakuza games specifically. Here's how I would rank them. I'm going to do from bottom to up, okay? So at the very bottom of my tier list would be Yakuza 3 and Kiwami 1. When it comes to terms of story, I like Yakuza 3 way more than Kiwami 1. But in terms of gameplay, Kiwami 1 is more fun, even though it has the worst boss fights I've ever played. Although Yakuza 3 boss fights were pretty bad too. But not like as awful as Kiwami 1's boss fights. Oh god, especially the Bullet Man one. Oh god, I hate that one. I hate that one. That's the worst boss fight I've ever played in a AAA game. Like, ever. Top 10 worst boss fights. Anyway, yeah. Yakuza 3 and Kiwami 1 sit at the bottom. I can only choose one of them in cases of... It's hard to pick one over the other in the list because like I said, Yakuza 3's story, even though I find it kind of forgettable, I did enjoy it more than Kiwami 1. And like I was ranting before, Kiwami 1's story for me was ruined with that one single plot twist. Even though I know they couldn't change it thanks to the remake. They didn't really do much that could have fixed it either though, even though they tried. So those two are kind of in a tie for bottom. But since I tend to value story more than gameplay, maybe I would then put Kiwami 1 at the absolute bottom and Yakuza 3 a bit above, even though I would never replay it again unless someone forced me to. Like if I hypothetically speaking, if I put a poll up saying, which Yakuza game do you want to see me replay, and I put Yakuza 3 as a joke and it wins, I would have to play it. Hypothetically speaking. But yeah. Those two are at the bottom. Then I would pick... Oh, this one is difficult. I think I would pick Kiwami 2. Kiwami 2 is fun. It's a fun game. I did enjoy it, kinda. But again, I have issues with the story, like, big time. Goda, for me, is a wasted potential, Sayama is a wasted potential, and the forced plot twist was literally just an ass pull. Literally. They were trying so hard to shock you, and then it's like, oh, what? What? And normally, I'm all for romance, but I will be real, the relationship between Sayama and Kiryu is so forced. It's so forced, like, there is no chemistry between them. Like, I didn't buy their relationship at all. It felt like, oh man, it's like a Hollywood movie where, like, a woman and a guy just happen to be the two main characters, so they have to get together and all, right? Like, there, straight up, there isn't like a ship in for Kiryu in which I would be like, this is it. Like, not even his relationship with Yumi works. If I had to pick between Sayama and Yumi, I would say, yeah, okay, Sayama. Because at least she has potential. It's just that the Ryuga Gotoku team didn't know what to do with her. Which is why she fucks up in Yakuza 3. I was like, oh, okay. But like I said, Kiwami 2, I did otherwise enjoy it. It was fun. It's just I have issues with the story once again. But I would give it a good rating otherwise. Kiwami 1 and Yakuza 3 are the only ones where I would refer to mediocre or straight up bad. Okay, mediocre is more correct. Bad is just in the case of storytelling for Kiwami 1. Because when it comes to playing, I don't consider Kiwami 1 bad. It's just mediocre and very unbalanced when it comes to the boss fights. Then afterwards, after Kiwami 2, I would choose... Keep in mind I'm not using the spin-offs because I haven't played them yet. So I think after 2... Just consider this. Everything after 2 I consider good. Just either I have bigger issues or I don't. So next up is Yakuza 4. I enjoyed Yakuza 4 a lot, by the way. Like I said, everything after Kiwami 2, or more like starting Kiwami 2, is where I genuinely enjoyed the games a lot. And here's the thing, for Yakuza 4, I have specific gripes with it. Like, for example, I really did not like the jokes they made in the expense of Hana. Like, okay, I understand the game came from 2010 or something, or like maybe earlier, I don't know. It was just common to make jokes like that. So it's more a failure on the part of the team than anything. So that specific part is just a minor nitpick. It's nothing I would be like, oh, this game sucks because of that. It's more like, oh man, poor Hana, she's a cute girl, she doesn't deserve this treatment. But otherwise, I considered Yakuza 4 fun in gameplay. I thought it was great. Kiryu's story, unfortunately, I straight up forgot. I don't remember. I think he helped Saejima out, but that's it. That's all I remember. But I think Kiryu was more or less shoehorned in. But Saejima I enjoyed a lot. I wish they did more with Yasuko. Yasuko I feel like could have been such a fantastic character, but they kinda dropped the potential with her, but that's nothing new, I guess. So what Sayama got on screen, I thought, sorry, not Sayama, Yasuko was pretty good. I just feel like they could have done way more with her character. Especially as Saejima's hacking sister. I mean, come on. Shit, I think that was a spoiler. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to spoil that. Oh, fuck. God. Delete that from your minds, guys. If you plan to play Yakuza. But like I said, this isn't in particular a spoiler, but a nitpick on 4. It had once again a forced plot twist. Or more like a fake out plot twist. It got me the first time, but then I was like, oh, okay. What I did not enjoy was... Okay, not like straight up enjoy. I feel like it could have been worked upon was Akiyama's feelings for Yasuko. Like, it's clear he has the hots for her because she reminds him of her ex, sorry, of his ex. Which is fine and good, and as a plot element, he can't get over his crush and the like, and his former girlfriend. But I feel like they didn't really do much with it. Like, I wanted to see Akiyama starting to like Yasuko for her and not for as like a replacement for his ex-girlfriend, right? I wish they spent more time with that, because I feel like it was starting to go to that direction. But they didn't really fully use it, unfortunately. That's all I was really missing from Akiyama. I wanted to see him develop feelings for Yasuko, for her. Like, learning to love Yasuko as herself, as rather like, oh, you look like my previous girlfriend. Which, again, I understand the sentiment and I think it's a good starting point, but since there's a lot of projection issues involved in it, and like the whole replacement thing, I really wanted to see scenes with Yasuko and Akiyama where he started to like learn more about Yasuko, starting to love her as herself, rather than like, oh, you just happen to look like my ex. Which is very unfortunate, because I feel like they could have been a relationship that I could have shipped if they didn't squander that opportunity. Secondly, the cop guy was forgettable in Yakuza 4. Like, I'm sorry. I enjoyed his playstyle a lot, but his character was like zzz. It was literally box standard cop story and personality. I've seen that personality again and again. Not to say his story was bad or like bland. He was just kind of forgettable, you know, for me personally. Oops. But of course the highlight of 4 for me was Saejima. Saejima is my favorite boy from the Kiryu saga. He's my baby boy, he's my big loaf boy. His playstyle is also a lot of fun. Just pure dopamine. And yeah, right. After 4 comes 5. 5 I enjoyed a lot from the main story. Although the final plot twist was kind of an ass-pull, and kind of out of nowhere. The only thing that I was missing for that final plot twist was just one cutscene, which I can spoil. I will not spoil this time. But otherwise, 5? Good. I liked it. I liked Park. I liked Haruka's more active inclusion in the story. I liked the resolution a lot. And what else was there? I liked Saejima's role in the story. Akiyama was amazing in 5. I really liked him because in 4 they tether his character too much to Yasuko, but like without doing much with it, so it was like, okay. They did do stuff with Sky Finance and the guy that he used to know, that he funded and all, but they didn't really do much with it either, so it was like, okay. You're doing Akiyama like this? And in 5, I liked seeing his relationship with the other characters a lot. I liked to see how he took care of Haruka and all of that. What other characters did I like? Shinada I liked a lot. His gameplay wasn't really the one I was most invested in, but I enjoyed it. I liked his story a lot, and I liked that. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I want Shinada back. I'm like, but I feel like his arc has been finished. Let the man rest. I would like maybe to see him in a cameo and maybe in 8 or like another future Yakuza game. Something like that would be okay, but if they bring him back into the main story, I'm like, oh no, please let the man rest. Like this man finding a home, this journey was just beautiful. I liked it. And Kiryu's story I liked in 5. Oh, that was painful. I mean painful in the sense of, oh man, I feel for him. Unfortunately, I never got to play his sub-story, which I've been told is amazing, but oops, I was so engrossed into the main story, I was like, I have no time for this. Although, I did do Saejima's side story completely. Then, yeah, after 5 comes 6. And like I said, I know 6 is considered a little bit unfinished for some, or like unpolished in the gameplay sense, but while I feel like I missed some heat actions, I feel like the more less comical heat actions kind of enhance the mood of the story. Oh well. What else do I have about 6 to talk about? Literally every character in 6 I loved in their inclusion of. Nobody felt to me like they were there for no reason. Kiyomi is a character I really loved in the story. Like, I have been sorely missing more characters like her in Yakuza. Like, in general, Yakuza has had a problem with including women characters, but that's just a gamer thing. Like a story that's centered around Yakuza men, so to be like that. But Kiyomi I really loved as a character. I know a lot of people have problems with Haruka after 5, or more like in 5 and beyond, but I feel like her growing mature was very well handled. I feel like her character was well handled in 6. And all other characters I loved. Okay, except the ones that are in the fuck you tier. They stay gone, but the majority of the characters in 6 are all incredibly well written. There is no character in 6 in which I'm like, their inclusion is insignificant and brings nothing to the story. At least none that would come to the top of my head. Like, seriously, Yakuza 6 is so meticulously well written in my opinion. I feel like the only place it kind of suffers in a little is maybe gameplay and derailing the main story a little bit with like the side game. But otherwise, Yakuza 6, amazing. I'll enjoy playing it a lot. It has a cat cafe. By the way, you can pet the cats. End of discussion. It's a good game because you can pet the cats. And then finally, we go to... This was a hard decision for me to do for the longest time, but now I'm pretty sure about it. In second place for my favorite Yakuza games comes Yakuza 0. It's still like in my top favorite games of all time, but I would still rank it below 7. Mostly for very tiny minor things, but both games are still like top favorite games ever. See, the thing with Yakuza 0 that I was missing a little bit was a little bit of... I mean, Okay, let's be real. Nothing is missing for me in Yakuza 0. Like, nothing. I like it a lot. I spent 60 plus hours in it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Like, seriously, man. I love Yakuza 0. Do I need to say more? Everybody and their moms is playing it right now. Every VTuber is playing Yakuza 0. As they should. It's a good game, a fantastic story. It's well balanced. The mini games are extremely fun. The side stories are hilarious. The characterization of the characters are great. Makoto is fantastic. Majima is not what I expected he would be when I first opened Yakuza 0, because my first Yakuza was 7. And seriously, what else is there to say about 0? What hasn't been said already? So, like I said, second place, Yakuza 0. And then at my number 1 spot, for the time being, is Yakuza 7. Yakuza 7 is not only my first Yakuza game, it's the one that had me crying full snot and tears. Violently. Then Ichiban is my favorite Yakuza boy ever. I love him so much. I love Ichiban a lot. Like, man. I adore him. And then we have everybody else, the entire cast of 7. Okay, not merely like the entire main cast is great. I love that they built in the sub-stories with them. Although I wish they did more with Saeko. Saeko is the only character I wish I saw more of, and Shonghee as well. But they're still all there in 8, so more or less 7 was a very solid introduction to Saeko. And I mean, it's not like we got all that much more from other characters such as Cho and everyone else. Saeko got a good sub-story, it's just that in the main story she had less significance. But that's okay. That's really only a very tiny minor nitpick. Which, it's not even really a nitpick. It's fine that she has less involvement or less significance in the main story. It's just something that I picked up later. But I think they'll do more with her in 8. I have faith in Sega to work a little bit more with her. What else is there to say about Yakuza 7? It's a good start for people who are new to Yakuza, at least it was for me. I love every single character. I love that we have multiple playable characters. I love the way they integrated RPGs into it. Like, Pigeon Raid is one of my favorite RPG attacks ever made. Ever. I saw it the first time and I knew this game was made for me. And the funniest thing about Yakuza 7 is I don't even like JRPGs. I don't like them because I hate grinding, but Yakuza 7 somehow did it, and it's a very strong candidate of being one of my being like straight up my favorite game of all time at the moment. The story is amazingly fantastic. I love all the characters. I love the sub-stories. I love the minigames. I love the music. I love the pacing. I love the twists. I heart everything in Yakuza 7. Everything. Nothing in that game that I hate. Nothing. Or nothing that I dislike. Yakuza 7, my love. I love Yakuza 7. And I'm aching for Yakuza 8 so badly. I need it. But they protect. Yeah, it does protect, but at what cost? Yups chose violence today. Oh yeah, I did, and I ranted a lot about Yakuza. Oh boy! Yakuza 0, as I like to call it, Cabaret Club sim with a side of Yakuza. Exactly! A Cabaret Club is fun! I love it! Also, like I said in another stream, another reason I really love Yakuza 7, it came at a very fantastic time about some issues that I was having life-wise, like existential crisis-wise. With like the whole thing about how Ichiban is like a middle-aged man and still allowed to be juvenile the way he is, be a nerd, and still like loses so much of his life, comes out as a middle-aged man, and he still like looks forward to living, like exploring new things, trying new jobs, going into situations as if he was still like 20. And he's such a positive character, like I desperately needed such a character in my life. Like an older character who's still very juvenile, who's very positive in outlook in life, who struggles and yet always finds a way to see things in a good way. Like, this man has seen some shit. I also like that his more naive attitude is also called into attention. Like, the way he talks to the homeless people, like, oh, just get up and get a job. And Namba puts him in his place, like, this isn't so easy, please be considerate of these people. It's not like they can just up and get a job, and do you think these people haven't worked a job before? It's the society that tossed them out. So don't lash out on them and take it easy on them. And I like that Ichiban actually backs off a little bit on it. Like, he's still like, stay motivated anyway, try anyway, but he's not like, he doesn't come with that naive look, you know? Like how a lot of people are like, yeah, just get a job, it's easy. That's kind of a reason why I enjoy his dynamic with other characters, like with Namba. Like, Namba is like the character that grounds him to reality, and I like it. But he's not like in the way in which he would be like gloomy and shit. Like, Ichiban pulls him up, and that's such a good dynamic between the two. Like, Namba grounds Ichiban, and Ichiban motivates Namba to be more positive. It's such a fantastic relationship. Man, I could chill about Yakuza 7 forever. That's how much I love this game. Like, that's another thing in 7 that I specifically noticed in 7, but not necessarily in other games as much. Something that I like in 6 a lot is the dynamic between the characters, which the Hirose family and Kiryu are such a good dynamic. They did a fantastic job with them. The way they built Nagumo's relationship with Kiryu, how Kiryu builds his relationship with the rest of the Hirose family, and Kiyomi as well. It's all very good stuff. Like that finale, I totally bought it. That's how much I feel like they did well in their relationship. And 7, I feel like expands on that skill set even more, because then all of these are main characters that you play with. Just wow. 7 gets exactly all that I want in a package. A fun game, fun side stuff, fun lovable characters, relatable characters, touching on the topics of our modern age so well. The very sensible way it handles stuff like gray area jobs and sex work and the kind of stuff like that, or what it's really like being homeless and poor, but also like loyalty, bonds, and friendship and all of that. Oh my god, I'm gonna start crying talking about this game. So, for the entire chat, there's just one thing I must say. Based on all of this shilling that I just did. Please, I implore you to play Yakuza. If you don't feel like playing the entire series, then try Yakuza 7, and you can just leave it at that. I mean, technically I would say please play Yakuza 0, but then it comes the commitment of playing the rest of the games, right? And I just went on a rant how the games after 0, like 1, 2, 3, were kinda eh. And it only starts picking up it with 4. But I implore you guys to try 7 at least. If you want to take like a swing at Yakuza and are intimidated by the length of the series, then start with 7. 7 won't really spoil you much. If at all. I started with 7 and I'm not really bothered by what I've been told because they don't overtly spoil anything. So you are basically shown things, but then you can go back to the series without really knowing the context of anything. Whoop. I'm having a graphical glitch here. What happened? Wow. Huh? What happened? What? Okay. Thanks, Clip Studio. Okay, now it looks normal. Oh. Clip Studio, what the hell is this? Why did you duplicate the text? What is happening? What? What the hell? Bro, what is this? Whenever I try to transform the text, it just duplicates. What the fuck? Sorry, I said fuck. Okay, I finished with this picture. For now. Wait, actually, not quite. I have to fix this. Since the part they're in is more like a green part. And I need some like tree material. And then I am actually finished with this. And then I am gonna doodle some stuff before I go to bed. I want some forest. I want some trees. Oh, there we go. It's a brush, I forgot. Need to be bigger particles. Let me just fix the coloring. There we go. Actually, something more turquoise would be nice. Now, correction layer. Gradient map. Gotta cheat a little bit here. There we go. I think this is okay. Although I forgot my trademark thingy. I always love doing these RGB-ish lines. Like this fake blur filter. I just love doing it, even though sometimes it's kind of annoying and cringe for some people. It's just fun to do it. Where's my... there, drawing paper. Technically, the drawing paper is not even correct when it comes to this, but... I just kind of like the more grainy-ish texture that it gives, rather than like just the noise filter. I don't know, I just think there's something nice about it, and gives more of a crusty feel. New correction layer. Alright, there we go. I finished this picture, and I'll be right back. I'm just going to the bathroom and gonna heat myself another cup of tea. And then I'll start doodling some other stuff. can't make tea without a cup. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. I can doodle for like 30 minutes now. And then I, hold on, let me save the pic. There we go. Not safe, so I won't lose it. Alright. I already knew what I would doodle after I finished. And for a while now, I have been wanting to practice a little bit with, or more like, not really practice, more like just exercise a little bit of style studies. See, I like 90s and old school 80s anime, or even early 2000s anime a lot. But the thing is, I also like to find more artists who do that sort of thing. But the issue with it is, whenever I look for 90s anime artists, I mostly only find people doing the Sailor Moon art style, like specifically trying to do Ikuko Ito style, but like more moe. Oh my god, I'm still having this problem with Clip Studio. Okay, hold up. I will restart Clip Studio because this is kind of weird right now. I've never had that glitch before in my life. Okay, let's see if it still happens. Why? Why does Control T do copy paste? What's happening? Hold up. Where is it? Preferences. Shortcut settings. Is it my tablet? No, it's not my tablet. Connect the smartphone, pen pressure settings. Shortcut settings, that's what I was looking for. Okay. Tool property, canvas. Where is the subtool layer property? Quick access, drawing color and edit. Maybe it's an edit. Cut and paste, copy and paste. Certainly it's not there. Pop-up palettes. No. Options. Not there. Tools. Where's the auto-correction, refer to auto, oh god. Has anyone ever had this problem with Clip Studio before, where you click Control T and all of a sudden, like, your selection gets duplicated for some reason? But like, in the same layer? Is that normal? Selection area. No. Operation. I wish I could search on Clip Studio. Who Malfoy! Why are you yelling? Check DMs. Okay, hold up. Malfoy! My cat is yelling a lot. Kiki! Bring mama. Keep original image. Oh, okay. Yeah, hold on. Yep, you were right, Ed. I don't know why I checked that box all of a sudden. Oh boy. Good evening, Yupi. Hi, Kumamaru. How you doing? The eternal struggle between woman and machine. Indeed. Oh no. Okay. Now I thought my tablet was dying. Huh. Right. Where was I? I was just talking about how whenever... Cat, no! Don't step on my tablet like that. Whenever I search for like anime 90s artists or 90s art, I almost only exclusively find like you see Sailor Moon art style or like a moe version of it, and I'm like, but where's the Dragon Ball art though? Where's the Dragon Ball art, like the Akira Toriyama art though? Okay, I need to get them a little bit more in frame because I also want to get the proportions kind of right. Thank goodness the problem could be fixed. I probably have ended up restarting the computer completely. Oh, same! 90s anime. Yeah! 90s anime is fun. I like a lot of the art styles from there. I even like the one from Sailor Moon. It's just that, you know, it's a bit unfortunate when it gets like utterly ignored. Like, not utterly ignored, sorry. Every other art style gets ignored in favor for Sailor Moon. And it's like, no, there's so much more! There's so much more than just that Bishoujo book. Oh god. Almost choked on my thingy there. Growing up, I don't really remember seeing anything on the original Dragon Ball. I only watched it once when I was an adult. That's fair. I know several people who have watched, like, Dragon Ball. It happens. Not everyone needs to know what Dragon Ball is, unless you live in Portugal. In Portugal, if you don't know what Dragon Ball is, you are uncultured. You are uncultured and live under a rock. Why are you looking at me so smug, Kumamaru? We're like doing a quick blueprint for now of the art style. Although I feel like I've picked two different types of Atsuko Nakajima style. So a little bit of a backstory when it comes to 80s, 90s anime art that I like. So if you wonder who's like one of my biggest art inspirations like ever is Atsuko Nakajima, who worked for Ranma 1/2, and I can even specify her art style when it like inspired me the most, and that was between season 2 and 3 of Ranma. That's when I liked her, when her art style like impressed me the most. I still like her art style in the future of Ranma, but there was a very cute softness and roundness to season 2 and 3 of Ranma that really, really inspired me. Atsuko Nakajima is like my homegirl. I love her art style with a passion. She's like my #1 inspiration when it comes to 90s, 80s vibe anime art style, and I try to go for that aesthetic a lot. Like the vibe, not the style in itself. There's just so much for it to love. And when I see like people wanting to draw 90s anime art, I'm like, I'm happy that Sailor Moon is getting like the art reception like that. But at the same time, it kind of makes me sad that people don't look at anything beyond that. Oh yeah, if you were wondering where I got my triangle mouth from, look no further than Atsuko Nakajima in Ranma. That's where my triangle mouths have come from. That's like one-on-one Atsuko Nakajima incarnate. I want to see more VTubers do a challenge like this, like redrawing themselves in other anime art styles that they like. It doesn't even have to be like just 90s anime. I just want to see more in general. Like, I want to see an art exchange like that. Looking back, I think I really missed 90s anime at the time. Entirely, everything we opened was 2000s vintage. FLCL, Bleed or Die, etc. Early 2000s anime is also an era of anime that I really like. Man, I don't even know how Atsuko Nakajima draws people with big boobs. I don't think she really does. Kinda have to bullshit my way a little bit. Looks like the suspiciously nice version of me. When in truth, not enough gremlin energy here. I wonder if I can pull off like a triangle. Oh, there we go. That would be a super cool art challenge. I think so too. I'm gonna start off with just sketches of like busts for now, and then I'll try to do more. Wait, I think I had a better reference of Bulma here. There, I wanted specifically the ones from these two sagas. Although the Shintani version of Bulma is also really good, which is like the 47-year-old Bulma. But if you think about it, this is 90s anime as well. And I rarely see people trying to like replicate DBFZ. Sorry, not DBFZ, DBZ in general, when it comes to art. And Akira Toriyama has a kind of a cool, cute art style when it comes to a shonen muscular series. I kind of had a go before at Akira Toriyama inspired style before, so this is my first rodeo necessarily. Gotta dip to take some food. I'll be checking the rest later on. Peace. I'll be going to bed in like 30 minutes, so I won't be on for much longer, but have a good dinner. Bon appetit. God knows, maybe you'll be done faster. I remember being really into Slam Dunk. I hear Slam Dunk is extremely good. My boyfriend likes the artwork from it a lot, from the artist. He's incredible. What's the name of the artist again? I don't know how it is on the anime wise, but on manga side I know that the artist is like godlike. Takehiko Inoue. Okay, yeah, that's his name. My boyfriend has an art book from him, and I was mind blown when I saw manga panels that he did for Vagabond, I think. I was like, holy shit! This man is something else! Yes, him. There is a movie coming. Not sure how, and then it plays. I'm not too familiar with many 90s anime styles, but Ama and I have been watching up on 80s Lupin III. It's got a rather charming style to it. I agree. I think Lupin III looks pretty good. I haven't watched it yet, but I've seen like the CGI movie. And I want to watch the crossovers with Conan sometime. But I've seen like GIFs and everything of Lupin, and I want to see it sometime. Oh boy, I definitely need way more space for this one. There we go. Detective Conan, that's nostalgia to me. Oh yes, I love Conan. I haven't continued with it in like forever because there's just too many manga chapters and episodes for me to catch up on. It's like nigh impossible. Unless I like decided to drop One Piece or something, which I'm not willing. But I have been watching the movies a lot with my dad. That's like the one anime he enjoys. So I have been watching the movies a lot with him. Though I do want to catch up with Conan at some point. I was going to just do initially busts, but for the DBZ one, I just felt like doing some more than just that. Miyazaki was actually involved in some of the movies and episodes. I can recommend to start with those if you want to get more into Lupin. I've heard about the thing with Miyazaki, but I'm not sure which movies it was, so good to hear confirmation that it's from Lupin, because I had forgotten if he did or not. So I was like, and then I never looked it up. You know what's really funny to me in the DBZ art style? The boobs have never been very prominent in this show, or like in this manga. And yet, there's like a figure line of the DBZ girls with absolutely absurd boob sizes. Where like, they literally just inserted a syringe in there when like, inflate! And I was like, oh my god! Nothing against big bazongas, but 18 never had these big bazongas. Bulma, I can imagine having a little bit bigger. It's fine. Chi-Chi, I guess. Android 21 has prominent booba, but not like that. Jesus Christ. And then there's 18, who's notoriously flat, and that's okay. And then Mega House saw her for the DB gal side and was like, "In fright!" Considering Chi-Chi's name, I can't help it. I mean, in Portuguese, they actually changed her name to Kika. And that's because you don't want a name that's read Chi-Chi. Because in Portuguese, you wouldn't read Chi-Chi as Chi-Chi, you would read it as Xixi. Which is P in Portuguese. So you wouldn't want the character named P in Portugal now in a series, would you? I think not. But it's not like Goku is much better in the Portuguese dub. I mean, his name, like, they call him Cachalote, which I said in the previous stream, is literally sperm whale. Man, I don't even know how they do heals in DBZ, but I'll figure something. Oh wait, I do. Based on the Android 18... Sorry, Android 21 art, but oh well. I mean, her Japanese name is Boob, so I wouldn't think of it for— Oh, it is! Chi-Chi means boobs in Japanese? Oh boy. That's unfortunate. But, oh man. Okay, but the other women are not that much better off, I guess. Bulma is just a type of underwear. I mean, the whole Briefs family is named after underwear, so they're not much better off. But Chi-Chi meaning boobs is not something I actually ever knew. That's really funny to me. I always love Toriyama's name. Me too. I love the names that he gives to the gods, like the gods of destruction. Like, for example, Beerus is obviously just beer. Champa is champagne, and then you have Whis, who's also apparently kind of cocktail, I think. They're all just named after alcohol, it's amazing. And then you have the Kais, who you would think are like, you know, divine names and don't really sound suspicious or anything. But when you look up, the most Kais all have pun names. They have pun names. Let me see which style I want to tackle next. Utena, Tumbi, Red Big Peach. Fuck it, let's go with Masahiro Ando, which is like, which is like an artist that a lot of people don't like in Sailor Moon, but I kinda like him because Sure, he draws the characters very off-model in Sailor Moon. Yeah? But there's a cute roundness to it that I like. I kind of like his art style, even though it looks very obviously off-model for the Sailor Moon girls. But I also feel like he's one of the only artists in Sailor Moon who actually makes them look like teenagers. Like, younger teenagers, I mean. Which is kind of funny, and he also makes them look kind of chubby, and I like that. Not too surprising since Dragon Ball started out as more of a gag manga. Yeah, it's pretty funny, isn't it? How it garnered such worldwide attention. Oh jeez. Ando, please. Channeling his art style is probably difficult because I never tried it before. Oh, there's so many. This is one thing that I find kind of unfortunate in the whole 90s anime. Is actually just Sailor Moon aesthetic, and just Sailor Moon style debacle in when people want to do retro art style, which is okay. If you want to do Sailor Moon and you like Sailor Moon, like the art style, that's entirely fine. It's just that a lot of people, you just notice they haven't watched 90s anime or anything and genuinely think it's only Sailor Moon. And when I want to find references for 90s anime, it's extremely hard to find caps now unless you specify which series. Because when you write 90s anime, all you get is Sailor Moon. And like, there's so many artists for Sailor Moon. Right? Like this is a Sailor Moon artist, but he looks completely different from, say, Ikuko Ito, who is like... She's the artist who did the Sailor Moon redraw challenge cap, right? The one that everyone redid. And Ikuko Ito is like one of the prettiest Sailor Moon artists. She also inspires me a lot. And most people just try to go after her art style, which I can understand. She has this very beautiful shoujo aesthetic. But there are other very nice Sailor Moon artists, like what's her name? Tadano Kazuko, I think is her name. She did the art styles for most of Sailor Moon Season 1. Which you can kind of tell by the way she draws the very round eyes and slender faces, but still has like that softish young look. Ikuko Ito goes for a very bishoujo aesthetic, which makes sense. It's more angular, it's very beautiful, the hair is detailed, the proportions are more slender and the like. Masahiro Ando started falling a little bit out with the rest of how Sailor Moon was evolving into this more Bishoujo aesthetic. So that's why his models look extremely off-model in newer seasons. But in older seasons, he kind of suited the more softer look that Kazuko Tadano was drawing. I think that's her name. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And I kind of wish more people would do more in that, like research the other artists and like observe and try to study their art styles too. If they don't want to do like Ikuko Ito art style at the end of the day, that's fine. That's on them. It's up to them. Though I kind of wish they would credit Ikuko Ito because she deserves the credit. She's a fantastic artist and she still works in the industry to this day. And so does Kazuko Tadano. Tadano even did like the art style that they're currently using for Crystal, and you can kind of tell that it's more retro inspired, more or less, like more 80s Sailor Moon inspired. I don't know the name of that artist in specific. I wish I could remember. But the main artist for Sailor Stars, like the last season of Sailor Moon. I like her designs a lot as well. There's a special flair in Sailor Stars that I really enjoy from Sailor Moon. Like, normally Sailor Moon has this very saturated look, like this very dreamy vaporwave aesthetic that most people go after right now, yeah? But Sailor Stars has a more muted palette, more in tune with, say, OVAs like Dokyusei and the others. It's still very saturated, don't get me wrong, but there's many frames in Sailor Stars that I feel like are more in tune with the 90s, not 90s aesthetic, with the more common OVA aesthetic. Really love seeing you draw all the different styles. Oh, thanks, I've been wanting to do something like this for a while, especially because I want to update my icon at some point, like on Twitter. And I want something like 80s, 90s aesthetic, because even though everything I'm doing right now is more modern, I really want to get a capture card so I can start streaming more retro obscure games that I really want to show, that are in grand part of my growing up. Okay, I will do just one more sketch, and then I'll be going offline because I have to sleep. Yes, Nikki. Yes, the baby. Oh, she's sleeping right next to me. She wants me to go to bed. My cat. Okay. I think I'm gonna do Gosho Aoyama last. I already took a swing at his art style. Not really his art style in particular, but whoever the director is for Conan in the anime. Man, the art style in early Conan really inspires me. Like I would die to own a cell from Conan. Holy hell. There's something I can say about Kosho Aoyama's art style and Conan art style in general. One of the things that's very unfortunate in evolving art styles is that sometimes they evolve so much that they lose their flair. I mean, not lose their flair, they just become something else, right? They just morph into something different. Say, for example, even though Sailor Moon Crystal right now is using an art style that is by the same designer as the earlier Sailor Moons, it's still very modified and robotic looking, mostly because of the techniques rather than the artist herself. But you get what I mean, right? Or for example, how some remakes lose their flair. For example, a visual novel that I was interested in reading was Yuno, and then I saw the remake and I was like, what the fuck happened here? Like, why would you do that to a very gorgeous looking PC-98 game? Like, wow. Like, when the art style evolves and becomes something else, I don't mind at all. It's just that sometimes in anime industries you can notice when an art style morphs into something else and kind of loses the same nostalgic feel from before. Or you can't recognize the anime visually anymore from first glance. Say, for example, Shaman King looks vastly different from what it used to look like in anime form. Understandable, because now the art style is matched to the manga's current art style, which makes sense, but for those who only watch the OG Shaman King anime, they will notice a very stark difference. Or, for example, the Yuno remake, which I haven't played because I was like, what the fuck did they do to the visual novel graphics? The pretty PC-98. And like, in the sense of that, sorry, I went quiet for a second, I was observing something. In the sense of that, the style from Conan may have evolved a lot and become more angular, kind of more bishonen. It still looks like Conan at first glance. It's like the art style just became more clean and more angular, but Gosho Aoyama and the anime team for Conan evolved in such a manner that you look at them, no matter in what era, and you can tell that's Conan. Like, you can tell that's the series or the same artist. Jesus, those monkey ears though. There's something about how Gosho Aoyama used to draw ears, by the love of God. These monkey ears are killing me. Yeah, I found the 3 3-4 view on eyes a little funny at first, but became endearing later down the line. Yes, it's kind of weird, especially when Conan like turns around and his spikes suddenly like flip. But that's like an 80s, 90s anime thing, right? Where you have a prominent hair bangs on one side and then they just flip. It's something about the difference in eye size in the 3-4 view. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I've seen it. And I eventually got used to it, maybe because I've seen Conan since I was tiny. It was like one of the anime that influenced me the most. That makes me wonder, Ama, do you watch Conan in German or like in another language? I must know. Now I wonder how your art style has evolved over the years. Oh, I'd have to take like more arts and put them side by side. But I can get something like super old and put it next to something recent. My art style has definitely changed drastically over the years, so when you look at my art, maybe you will be like, this doesn't look anything like what you used to draw before. I definitely also feel like a part of my art style has been lost in transition from one software to another. Like, between Sai and Clip Studio, I think a part of my art has lost a little bit of flair, tools-wise, but I'll live. Let me just fetch something very quick. No problem. Don't do this to me now, computer. Oh god. Let's see, something from 2009, I think. I don't think the Shibis will be a good comparison. It needs to be something more normal. Come on. Something decent I can put side by side. Where are you? Where are you? I need a good example. Frick! Oh man, this is old! This is old and painful! Yikes! Oh, when was this made? 2008. Oh god! Oh my god, this specific thing. Oh my god. No. Hey, I can't believe this thing exists. I can't even bear myself to show it. I'm gonna crop out the title because I can't bear to show it. Okay, so this is from, let me see. 2008. November 2008. That's... Hold up. What's... 14 years ago. Whoever the cowboy is. All these characters were my old OCs, and they were pretty bad. They were literally just harem anime 1.0. Oh god, I have to fetch. Guys, you have to see this shit. Hold on. It's like my masterpiece, my magnum opus when I was 11. Where you at? There you go. Oh man. Okay, so there's a backstory behind this. And that is, when I was 11, I was obsessed with Naruto, especially Gaara of the Sand. And I wrote like a fanfiction in a notebook, which I only finished the prologue, but something is finished, right? And I drew illustrations in it like in a light novel, and this is one of them. Behold. Behold this! I drew this when I was 11. It's amazing, isn't it? I didn't want to show this so soon because I wanted to do a dramatic reading based off of it, but that's the only peek you will get. Brilliant, isn't it? It's like the best thing I ever made. The 40-year-old glow up though. Thanks! Oh god, that's a lot. Look, old art from a decade and a half ago has its own charm about it. Definitely it does! Look, my mom was almost throwing out this fanfiction and I was like, no, this must be preserved at all costs. And I literally fished this notebook out of the trash bag. Like, can you guys imagine that being lost forever? That would have been terrible. And I literally cannot read that fanfiction without crying in tears from laughter. That's how amazing it is. That's why I want to make a dramatic reading out of it someday. Okay, but that's... I'm probably gonna tackle this some other day, but for now this is enough. So we have Atsuko Nakajima, but I might redraw this one. Then we have DBZ, Akira Toriyama. Then we have Masahiro Ando in Sailor Moon. And then we have some art director in Conan, which I can't find the name of. I'm probably gonna tackle the other one some other time as well. But for now, I have to go to bed. I didn't finish drinking my tea either. Oh god. Certainly captured the essence of the character. Oh, thanks! Fanfiction is eternal. It must be preserved for future scholars. Exactly! Like, can you imagine a world without my immortal? Or without Broly's love affection? Or without full life consequences? That's not a world I want to live in. Or like the Squirrel King fanfictions from Ace Attorney. Those are Amazing. They are the best thing ever made for the asecurity fandom. Oh, chug down the tea. Okay. But like I said, enough for today. I have to go to bed. Oh no, I'm short! No, I'm short! Okay, I'm taller again. Crisis averted. Okay, so that was a good art stream. It was fun. I couldn't do longer like I intended because I'm working in the office again, so I have to go to bed in a timely manner so I can bike 30 minutes to work. Fun! And do makeup before I go. Ah! But yeah. Thanks for streaming. Have a good night, you. Thank you. Good night to all of you guys. I'll be seeing you next Thursday, where I'll be reading more Umineko and hopefully finishing chapter 4. And then we'll see. Schedule is up on Twitter as usual, but you can see what I'll be doing for the rest of the month before I go on vacation. Without further ado, have a good night, and I'll be seeing you guys on Thursday with Umineko. Bye bye! Good night!